same one from last year?
Same one from last year.
Okay.
Yeah, still fits somewhat.
Yeah, did it get a little bit looser? How are you doing weight-wise?
It's just like the arms a little bit tighter, a little bit bigger, you know.
Okay.
I'm around the same weight right now, like 320, but feeling good, feeling big and athletic.
What's been the emphasis with Coach Quan? Has it changed as far as the physicality he wants or anything body-wise?
I mean, he hasn't put too much emphasis on our bodies. That's more for like Coach Miller to decide. I mean, obviously we have an ideal body frame that we want to fit in as an offensive lineman, but Coach Kwan's emphasis has been toughness, effort, and connections. Those are like three big ones, but the one that we have is the motto for the O-line is STP, something to prove. That's what he told me to come out here with, and that's what we're going with for the motto for the year. And I think it's very true because we do have something to prove as a unit. So
what do you have to prove?
that we can run the ball, we can protect the quarterback, all the good stuff that offensive linemen should be doing.
How is the line coming together with some of the new guys, Cortland and we brought in a bunch of guys, right? So,
yeah, we got Julian, Cortland, BJ, all the guys that they brought in they're pretty good guys. They all bring the same work ethic. They all want the same things, same goals, and I feel like they connect well with the guys that were already here, and I feel like we're building a pretty strong unit.
You mentioned earlier, running the ball, right? There's a big emphasis, or a big question last year as far as being a season-long storyline. What does Coach Quan maybe emphasize in the run game that's a little bit different than what you guys were doing last year under Coach Castillo?
It's the finishing the 4 to 6 seconds. We have more emphasis on finishing the plays instead of just blocking the guy and letting it go. I also think that the running backs we have this year in the backfield are going to be super huge for us, like the guys from Jay from Cal and the guys that were already here as well, Frias. I think that we just need to be able to open the gaps for them, and they'll be able to take it from there.
You mentioned the connectedness, the importance of connectedness on the offensive line. How has that built, like that communication, the essential stuff that needs to go on pre-snap and everything?
Being connected as a unit it will make us run or it will make us fail. I feel like, I took the guys actually bowling last week, and I feel like it's been a huge emphasis all summer, just getting together, doing things outside of football together, and I think that we just got to keep taking one step at a time.
Who's good at bowling?
I used to be pretty good at bowling, but I didn't have my ball, so I couldn't really get a nice little spin on it.
Did you have your shoes, or did you have to rent them?
We rented shoes, but I prefer not to wear bowling shoes. You kind of slide a little too much for comfort. So,
when people talk about the run game being 131st last year, how do you take that personally? What does that make you want to do this year specifically?
That's where the STP comes in. Like we want to prove that we can be ranked higher in the run game, and it all starts from our fundamentals and us as an offensive line, but it's just building one block at a time and just keep trying to get to that point where we're not 131st.
Is there a specific team you're excited to play against to really prove that something?
I mean, the biggest one for me is Ohio State. Obviously, like that stadium, but also the defensive players that they have there too. It's going to be a huge opportunity for us to prove ourselves as a unit.
You guys are going off campus for training camp.
Yes, sir.
Are you looking forward to that? And you talked about bonding away from football. How much could this help being away from campus together?
I think it's huge. I mean, last year we were off campus, but we were coming back to train at the facility. So I think this year the camp's going to be even more beneficial for us because we will not be driving back and forth. We're going to be all in the same hotel together. Our practice field's 4 minutes away. So I feel like it's going to be really good for us to grow that connectedness even more.
And speaking of bonding, have you guys been able to bond at all with Nico and all the other new arrivals who came in over the summer?
That's kind of why we've been doing like the activities like bowling. It was just the O-line and the Qs.
Okay.
But like we haven't spent, and Nico's still down in Long Beach. He's still figuring out like where he's staying, moving everything to UCLA. So we give him a little grace period, like to adjust and get used to LA, even though he's from California.
Yeah.
So we definitely, like me personally on this trip, I feel like I've grown a lot closer with him
Right.
already.
I was going to say, you guys have quite a bit of time together,
Yeah.
just the three of you guys.
And it's been awesome. He's a great person. He's got a good heart, and he really cares. And he knows he's happy to be home.
And,
You guys, go ahead. You guys have had those player practices. What's been your early impressions of him on the field in those situations?
He's a leader. He's confident, and he's acclimating to the offense very well. I believe Coach Tino's really good influence, like pushing him into that leadership role too. And he was a QB himself, Coach Tino, so I think he's going to get him out.
I think we saw you take a few reps at guard in spring, maybe. Are you still going to be right tackle this year, or maybe move around a little bit?
I'm not sure yet. Coach Kwan, he likes to move us into different positions to get the versatility. It's good for me for the next level to be able to play both sides. So I'm not sure. First 5 to best 5 are up, and that's where we're going from there. Yeah.
Coach Foster talked about his press conference last year, something you guys all joked about. It's been like kind of showed you guys the human side of him, and showed you guys that he's human. What have you learned about him, and what do you kind of admire about him after one season?
I really admire Coach Foster because he just brings so much energy and passion into the building. And honestly, like, he's allowed me to get closer to God as well because he's a religious person himself. And he's just a great role model, I think, for us as people and football players to look up to.
Something new you've learned about him that you didn't know this time last year?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. All I know is we have a great time every time we're together.
Has it been expressed how many, I guess, offensive linemen are expected to be in the rotation in a given game? Like, is the idea to have 7 to 8, that somewhere in that number?
Coach Kwan has talked about it. I mean, obviously, if we have 7 or 8 offensive linemen that can rotate,
right,
that's how you know we're having a really good connected year as a unit. I couldn't tell you if that's our goal, right, because I'm not sure, but if we could get to that, that'd be awesome. The more guys that can get experience, the more reps, that more chance to get into the next level. So,
You looking forward to that first rev share check coming?
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody in college is.
Any advice to the younger guys who maybe are coming in a little bit of money for the first time?
Don't get lost in some ways with money. Keep it, save it, invest it, and don't be stupid with it.
You guys have the 3rd hardest schedule this season in the country. How do you kind of embrace that challenge, and what is Coach talking to you about that?
I mean, we had a pretty hard schedule last year too, so like it doesn't really make a difference. We're gonna play our hardest. It doesn't matter who we're playing against. We had more travel time last year, so I think that's gonna be easier on us this year.
And just going back to Nico for a second, 'cause I remember when he signed, I asked Coach Foster about just the added expectations that come with somebody like that, who's got a lot of attention around him, good or bad. That's kind of out of his control also. I guess what's been the biggest thing going into the season that you guys are maybe trying to embrace and maybe rally around him, knowing that, he's going to, especially today, he's probably going to be dealing with so many different questions?
I mean, all we can do is support him, and we want to protect him. That's the 2 things in the O-line, and that's all we can do.
Awesome.
Thanks, Garrett.